Here with Rafael Taveras.
What's up?
Came in second place at the KMC here in Poughkeepsie, New York. How was your tournament experience, Rafael?
It was pretty good. There was a good variety of decks, I think. I mean, there was a lot of Greed Dragons, of course. There was a few Rush. I didn't play any Saber Bolt, but I know I saw a few Saber Bolts. In terms of the tournament itself, everything was comfortable. We did it in a hotel, so everything was pretty nice. There's a lot of room. We had 71 people, so go New York. That was really good. And but no complaints. The tournament was great.
Fun. So you want to get into the deck profile?
Yeah. All right. So I'll start over here. We have 2 Razor Kinder puppets. Card's just great. Hit anything before it hits you, you know. And this deck can't really handle Infernus without kill spells, so it's really good to get that out the way. 3 Lyras, you know, self-explanatory. Pretty ridiculous dragon. Never sad to see it. 2 Sunstalk Seed. I wanted a little bit of. I want to even out the early game and late game. So early game Sunstalks, you know, for rush and stuff. 3 Lux, best bird. You know, can't complain. 3 Logos, best draw. 3 Andromedas, pretty much best dragon. Cards just nuts, never dead. 2 Draco Thane. I initially had 1, but because it's a triple breaker and it has a 12,000, so it can swing over opposing Andromedas, I upped it, and that worked out well. 3 Storm Spark, saves you in a bind, lets you hit their stuff. 2 Seracon. Seracon is just amazing in the mirror match. Or pretty much anywhere, honestly. It's got the 75, so it can hit over, you know, stuff like Bolt Tail and
Morna.
you know, yeah, Morna, Lyra, anything with 7, you know, it just hits over them, and then it has blocker. The effect, it's just so good. You know, they have to remove it eventually, and it just gives you so much plus when they do.
Root Trap.
Yeah, Root Trap was
Whoops.
Root Trap was pretty bad today because it's just able to hit anything and everything in this format.
Root Trap was everywhere too.
Yeah, Root Trap was really popular. Even in the decks that weren't technically Greed Dragons, they still had the Root Trap because it was just that good. Then we have 3 Spectre Claw. I love Spectre Claw.
Me too.
It's
my favorite card.
It's especially good on the draw because, you know, their hand just gets hit. They don't draw to go first. So if they want to, you know, keep playing mana and playing cards and, you know, playing birds, it really limits them on what they can actually drop. And then later on in the game, when they're down to 1 card, it's just good to be able to play it for 2 and then still be able to play something big like a dragon or whatever. 3 Scare Adorable for the Rush matchup. Only, you know, in Saber Bolt, I only played Rush once and did okay. 2 Nyx. I think I have enough draw, so I didn't have to run a full set, and it worked out pretty well. 3 Bone Blades, another pretty self-explanatory card, just great. 3 Fumes, sort of complements the Spectre Claws and just lets me, you know, hit it because it's 4. It lets me be a lot more flexible with, you know, how I play and stuff. And then I have Rusalka. Like at one point, my opponent had 1 card in hand, and I was able to Rusalka and then bounce Fumes and then bring it back down, and it's just cheaper than being able to do it with, you know, Razor Kinder Puppet. 2 Death Smokes. Card's great. It's a 5-mana Terror Pit, and very few of only the red dragons really have fast attack, so it's just, you know, catch all. 3 Terror Pits, great card. 3 Bottle of Wishes. I didn't have it in initially. I put it in as a last minute this morning, and
How'd it work out for you?
it worked out pretty well. There were a couple times that it whiffed, but because it's a copy of everything else in your deck, it's actually not bad. And then there's always that point where you have Bottle in your hand, and then or you think of the other things you could have, which is, you know, Seracon or Andromeda, and you can't really play them. And Bottle can be any of those cards. So, you know, it's not always consistent, but it is. I think it helps a lot. And then I have 3 Singletons over here. 1 Veil Vortex, great catch-all card, and then bouncing your own. You have so many come into play abilities that it's just good when you bounce your own stuff.
Agreed.
If you're in a good position. Rusalka, same reason, and then it has a body, so it's just really good. And then 1 Spy Mission, just a little bit of extra draw.
All right.
And that's the deck. That's 48 cards.
One quick question before we sign off. I was just looking at your deck, and I noticed you weren't running what's that?
Skull Shatter?
Skull Shatter, yeah. So
The thing about Skull Shatter was, in my testing, I'm not going to deny that Skull Shatter is a good card, but sometimes I rather kind of get those speedy starts with things like Spectre Claw and Fumes that just are able to hit early on, because as you're going into the later, as you're hitting turn 8 and stuff, you're trying to drop Dragon, you're trying to drop a bunch of different things. So I felt Skull Shatter was slow sometimes, and sometimes by the time you got to turn 8, their hand is already so low that Fumes or Spectre Claw or Razorkinder just does the job.
Okay.
That Skull Shatter would do. But I definitely don't blame anyone else for running it. I think it's a great card. I just felt more comfortable with the cheaper discard.
And what about Crystal Memory? Like, I know the bottles are
Yeah, Crystal Memory was another card that I considered. Crystal Memory, the thing is, I hate... I guess I don't know. I come from Magic, so every turn you're sort of doing something in Magic, and it felt like sometimes with Crystal Memory it was just a slow card, and when you really needed to hit your opponent, I felt like I'd just rather have threats than take that turn of doing nothing with Crystal Memory, basically. But same thing with Skull Shatter. I don't deny that Crystal Memory is a good card. I just felt more comfortable without it.
Okay, well, thank you for the deck profile. Good job on your top.
All right.
Hope to see you at Nats.
Hope
Thanks
so
for watching,
too.
guys.